Neon lights, neon lights. Dancing with my demons, do the dash me out of sight. Run it up, secure the bag.
Hello and welcome to the SoulInsights Podcast. I'm Kyle Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
And this episode, you're going to get to know me a little bit more. Probably.
Kyron's shitty music taste over the years.
Yeah. So, starting off with music recommendation, it is Death of Anna, Anemophobia Part 2.
Fucking hell, that's a bit different, isn't it? Bit different to the norm. That's throwing it back to the olden days for you, isn't it?
That is.
Yeah,
that's linked to this episode, so I thought I may as well put it in because that's up there. That's going to be a reason why it was on there. It's a good reference.
Cool. When it's my turn, I'm going to be impossible trying to figure out a song.
That we might not have already added as well. I have to try and go through that place. But
Right. Film recommendation, 65. So you actually sent me this, I think. That one with Adam Driver. Star Wars man.
That like Uncharted World thing.
Dinosaurs. Is that the one you're thinking about?
Is that on cinemas
prehistoric thing. I think it's out now, yeah. So that would be cool to watch, to be honest, but maybe we'll wait until we can legally watch it
check it out
online.
What are the reviews saying? Have you brought on Tomatoes there or anything?
No, I haven't, but it looks cool, so I feel like if you think something looks like you want to watch it, then what's the point of Rotten Tomato in it? Because you might then think, oh, actually, it's shit reviews, I don't want to go and watch it.
Yeah,
but really, you would have enjoyed it, so...
If it's your sort of genre, isn't it, like dinosaur stuff?
Yeah,
or whatever,
exactly.
Then you might like it anyway.
Game, seeing as we've gone throwbacks, I've gone jokes as well. I couldn't really figure out any new ones that came out that I'd actually want to say, so it's actually a PS2 game. Yeah, exactly.
What is it?
Burnout 3.
Oh, dang.
Just because it's probably one of my favourite games, especially from that era, like, banger game, just doing the, I can't remember what the stuff's called, where you have to crash your car and get all your points to go.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking that. It's like Kamikaze or something, like you trigger like a road rage or whatever, isn't it?
And road rage and stuff like that as well, doing that, obviously your normal races. But I can remember it vividly in my head, like I remember certain like tracks and like situations and all that so well. Actually, and I want to go back and play it, to be honest.
It was quite good for its time, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Linking that to Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
Glastonbury's released their lineup. Guess who's headlining?
Avril Lavigne.
No. Oh, close. I can see why you mean that. Headlining on the Sunday.
Who?
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'd be sick though, live, isn't it? All I'd think of is that game.
Fuck's sake.
Well, okay, fair enough.
Right, and TV, Last of Us, of course. I don't think there's anything else notable to mention at the moment. But Last of Us, you haven't even watched it, have you?
No.
Spoilers, obviously cannibal. It's jokes that Joel is lying on the floor. Ellie gives him the knife and says, if somebody comes down, kill them. And he doesn't just wait until they come up to him and like stab them when they like crouch down on that. So I went, no, he fucking goes and hides, doesn't he, and jumps on their back and then goes out and starts walking around everywhere as if nothing's ever happened. So 1 minute you can't open your eyes and the next you're perfectly fine.
In rage mode.
Work that one out. And yeah, obviously Ellie with the cannibal and then him trying to fucking rape her basically and her losing her shit Game of Thrones style and absolutely mauling his face, which is pretty cool. It's really good acting, that, actually, for what essentially seems like a child. I know she's not, but she seems like really young, and I still have the Game of Thrones picture of her and like her being a 12-year-old, so it just seems weird.
People were saying that, like, for that scene would be, that's what I said to you just before filming this, like that's one of the scenes that completely messes up Ellie's character mentally, because it's like a major thing, and everyone before the series even started was like, I hope they bring that across. So now in the next episode, Ellie's going to be really quiet, and you can tell that she's changed and mentally kind of scarred, and it's kind of made her.
It shows
really.
It shows her relationship with Joel really well as well, though. Like, she's there kicking and screaming at the end when Joel grabs her because she doesn't know it's him. And as soon as she realises, she's like, oh, thank fuck for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm actually safe.
Well, someone else realised Joel might have seen that and sat back and just watched Ellie go to town on this dude's face. And now he's just realised, what the fuck is like that person done to make Ellie do that to him? Isn't it?
Jokes. That's what she's
Which is mad as well. That makes Joel feel for her even more.
Yeah.
So imagine if you randomly rocked up and you just saw someone booting someone's face in, or machete in his face or whatever.
Yeah, big butcher knife it was. So.
Yeah.
Jokes.
You're just like, fucking hell.
Jokes.
Wait.
So, right. Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows by John Koenig.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, I got it right for once.
So, chapter 5, boats against the current, holding on in the rush of the moment. The word is enterhood. ENTERHOOD. The set of living people who have known you all your life, all the way back to your infancy, before you had a clue of who you were, a group that slowly shrinks as you get older, until the point when all of our closest confidants have only ever seen an abridged version of you, having joined your story somewhere in the middle of things, just as you did. It's quite cool.
So, is that along the lines of like nothing lasts forever?
Yeah, it's like you can have family.
People come in and out of your life, and they'll be in your life at different stages, and it has different
they'll
impacts.
know you at different stages. So, like, the Ibiza crew that we're still like some mates with, they've known us at that point of our lives.
Yeah.
But you've got people that have known us way before that,
but then
know
you
us
might
differently.
You might have met those Ibiza bunch in like say 10 years ago, and you'd have no interaction with them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you still go off. We've done a couple more trips now since meeting them, and it's kind of shifted their perspective, shifted my perspective on like other people, more travel people. So you've met them at a weird point in your life where it's changing other things, putting other things in motion, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they've only known you from that point of your life. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like they don't know who you were before, kind of thing.
They never will.
Exactly.
I know.
That's confidential information.
But like you, as it will shrink as you get older as well. So obviously schoolmates and things like that, they crack on and do whatever, isn't it?
You kind of like you grow out of people, don't you?
I mean, say we've known each other for ages.
Yeah.
So you would say that's probably a set of living people who've known you all your life, isn't it? I mean, we've known each other for a fair bit of time.
Yeah, but then it's just kind of like on the same wavelength with most things, and it's just like simple.
I'd treat it like you have friends who are quite close to family in a way, isn't it? Because family's obviously going to be with you your whole life. They'll know you, obviously. Well, they should know you, like in a way. But you'll have friends that are kind of similar anyway, isn't it? They might know you even better. So it's cool.
Right.
Done.
On to the main topic already.
Main topic. Did I even say what it was? So it's 10-ish impactful albums. So it's albums that...
because you couldn't decide on 10.
It was so difficult, honestly. I'm not ranking them, I'll say that off the bat, because it is such different music genres, I can't compare them in that way.
So have you definitely got 10 that you're actually going to go through now?
Yeah.
And then you, as you said, you've got he's got honourable mentions as well at the end, which we can like kind of list off quickly, and then maybe have a little chat about.
Mm-hmm.
But the main 10, which obviously go into a bit more detail, which you've got.
Yeah.
Favourite song did you pick?
I've got lyrics like that.
So you've only
kind
picked
of
lyrics,
stood out.
okay? Yeah.
You could do favourite song maybe for yours. We can switch it up, can't we?
Yeah. I won't do lyrics on mine, so maybe I'll do favourite song on mine or favourite songs, and then I'll just list the entire album.
But it's like albums that technically probably mean a lot to you, or you listen to them at a point in your life where you're in pretty weird places or whatever, or different spots.
There's a particular reason as to why it stood out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've gone through something at the time. Maybe it's helped you through something.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just an absolute banger.
Definitely inspired.
Yeah.
A few of these. So
maybe it was your first time doing something when you were listening to that album.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that,
definitely one of these. Yeah.
Fuck off. I'm gone up the country.
No. No, one of them was a bit mad.
Okay, right. Let's go.
Right, we're going. So number 10, we'll go straight off. Eminem. Encore.
Which is the exact one that I said when you said Eminem. I was like, encore for banger.
It's mixed with possibly Curtain Call the hits. I'm not too sure whether I'll class that as that's just got all like the bangers just under one sort of era of him then.
So as an actual album, like a standalone album of, say, new release songs at the time.
But Encore definitely, like that period of Eminem was unreal, to be honest. I remember Apple Picking With You as well.
Oh, no.
Because that was playing. That was our soundtrack, the whole job, I think. Because one of our other mates was just playing it, wasn't it? And that's all it was on. Like, he was obsessed with Eminem as well, and it was just, that's all we listened to.
Yeah.
So, best song off that, though, I'd actually know, Mockingbird, isn't it?
It is. Mockingbird's Eminem's best song.
Yeah.
Mockingbird, yeah.
It's quite hard to get lyrics for Eminem.
I'll say that, actually.
It's like what you said, it's like a whole story with a lot of his songs, isn't it? And some of his lyrics are fucking hilarious.
So, you get some of the better examples of that, where it kind of goes deep into it. You've got Kim and Stan.
Yeah.
Are the two where I think they proper go into it. But it kind of... Logic does it NF does it, like NF Story. That's the best example from NF. They're the two I know the most. So
J. Cole does one.
They do it like they're actually telling a full story. Like
Yeah.
you could say the Incredible True Story from Logic is telling a whole story throughout the whole thing. So it's like, yeah, Eminem does it really well.
And then I'd say my favourite song from Eminem, I would actually think off the top is Beautiful. That's my favourite song because I think that's the story again.
It's kind of like Mockingbird style again, isn't it?
Yeah, just telling him about his like flaws now. He's
or Haley's song.
Yeah,
one of the newer ones. So you've got that as well.
Dedicating it, yeah.
Which is where I'll say Logic, Village Slum. I kind of like get that vibes from it as well from those things. So
yeah, Eminem obviously has just stood out, isn't it? He's been an influence to
many different
a lot
artists,
of raps. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
taken on board,
Logic and Hobson. Let's say those two
just
ones
paved
that I
the way
listen
for
to.
it. Yeah, it's just mad, so
and then so many others. Obviously, like 50 Cent, people like that.
Should we say a couple of his lyrics?
Go on then.
So, I wonder if you know the title of the song. That'd be called "A Judge You." Actually. And when I'm gone, just carry on. Don't mourn, rejoice every time you hear the sound of my voice. Just know that I'm looking down on you, smiling, and I didn't feel a thing. So, baby, don't feel no pain. Just smile back.
I reckon that's from When I'm Gone. You know.
And when I'm gone, just carry on. This bitch can twist like a damn contortionist.
Fucks like a porn star. Can't
Condom on my dick, of course.
Yeah, fact that isn't it?
Yeah. I got a million reasons off the top of my head that I can think of. 16 bars just ain't enough to put some ink to.
Yeah, we went through this.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the song's called. That's annoying me now.
Anyone listening who's an Eminem fan, wonder if you know.
Whilst he's doing this, I'm just going to have a quick look, ski.
Right. And then the last one is, because all I ever wanted to do was just to make you proud. Now I'm sitting in this empty house, just reminiscing, looking at your baby pictures. It just trips me out.
See how much we both have grown. It's almost like your pictures now. Well, I guess you pretty much are. Daddy's still here.
But he's got some.
That is.
He's got some like crazy lyrics. Obviously, they're just a few that I've picked out because it was last minute that I thought of like some key lyrics that would be quite cool to say.
Puke.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is I'd say one of the better songs from him as well.
So yeah.
Cool. Right. Number 9.
Number 9 is it's a combination. So it's Logic, The Incredible True Story / NF, The Search. Because I couldn't figure out. They should both make 10 technically, like the list, but I know they impacted me probably the same sort of way. So as an artist,
I mean, in a mission.
I mean, you love Logic, don't you? But they are different artists, but they are how I listen to them is probably on the same wavelength. So they're both insane, to be honest. Lyrically, melody, just everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Incredible True Story and The Search. So I mean, The Search is one of NF's later projects, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one we were supposed to go and see him.
Yeah, and then Incredible True Story is one of Logic's kind of like second.
It's his second studio album.
So I don't know what else to say really. I mean, they'd be referenced a fair bit in the pod, don't they? So
I mean, yeah, Logic and NF. I mean, I've already mentioned them before, haven't I? So
say if I was to write music, one of my songs I said plenty rappers adding to the recipe. NF, Eminem, don't forget LOGRC.
Yeah, because Logic gets spelled out because he's the GOAT.
So that's how he says it as well, isn't it? Because that's how he would say
LOGRC.
Yeah. MC stuff. So they're the three rappers that inspired me to make music as well. So
I mean, it's a pretty good 3 to be honest. There's obviously
so that's why I can't rank it because I've done it as 10 and 9. This doesn't mean anything like in that way.
Yeah. But you go old school and you could pick like maybe not for you necessarily, but obviously there's good influence from old school rappers and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like I don't even think.
You even pick like the people like with Eminem, sort of like Obi Trice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've obviously like the Notorious B.I.G. and like
I just love the lyrics,
like
with
Tupac and that sort of thing. Like what they rap about. It sounds like there's some cool stuff in there.
Isn't like NF's very personal with his stuff.
Yeah.
Logic can be, and Eminem can be, with their flows. Yeah. But they can like Eminem can be jokes with his stuff. Logic can be, but NF's obviously always quite serious with his stuff. Like.
What lyrics have we got then?
NF will do it as. Yeah, NF will do one. So got me in the sad feels, got me at a standstill. Too much time alone is when it gets real. Future doesn't pop up, then the past will.
I'm not even going to try and guess the songs because I know the lyrics.
Yeah, but that's a good line. Future doesn't pop up, then the past will, because I mean that hits. Waiting for what's coming next. Things I know I should address. I feel more together when I am a mess. Yeah. I'm a hostage to my own pride. Most important things in life to me are things I know I can't buy. I mean that's
Good motto to live by, to be honest.
That could be a cool Logic line as well. That'd be something he could write, I'd imagine. They keep on working, but I know breathing don't mean you're alive.
Because, what's the point of breathing if you're not living your life to what you actually want?
Most of my life, I always felt like I was holding my breath, holding my chest, to be honest, so I'm tired of it, looking for something in my life to be inspired again. See, it's quite personal, deep lyrics, isn't it? It's
NF, real music. NF, real music.
Yeah, it's all about reflection and things.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't mean much though when your health declines. So you've all got something that we've trapped inside that we try to suffocate, hoping it dies. Try to hold it underwater, but it always survives. Then it comes up out of nowhere like an evil surprise. Then it hovers over you to tell you millions of lies. It's like his intro, isn't it? At the start.
Yeah, it's bitch, isn't it?
And then I've been dealing with some things like every human being and really didn't sleep much. So, like you said, everybody goes through
shit. Yeah.
Like how he does, like how people not necessarily enjoy, but like consume his way of expressing his pain and things, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how he has a mad connection with his fans. So fair play to him for doing that. And then Logic's incredible true story. It's all the red ones actually. So this is what that guy says. So he has a lot of samples, doesn't he? Logic, which I find that inspires me to probably put little samples in. If you can get things cleared, I imagine with Logic is trying to get licenses cleared for things.
Yeah, but it's easier because he's got the money to do it.
Yeah. And then better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. And after all, if you do really like what you're doing, it doesn't matter what it is. Somebody's interested in everything. Anything you can be interested in, you'll find others will.
Do what you want to do, basically. And
there's so many people in the world that will probably enjoy what you're enjoying, isn't it? You don't just because some people say no, don't just give up on what you're doing. That was the mentality, never truly reality, looking for validation with all the wrong things in my mind for motivation, just chilling at the crib on a PlayStation, because I never thought about it, never thought that people would have a song like mine in their rotation.
That's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's you to see, yeah.
Yeah, it is, because that stands out. Me and my team got to intervene. What's the point of living if you ain't living a dream? I've been living life and I hope that you do the same, because if you ain't doing what you love, it's only you to blame. Brothers and sisters from different mothers and misters, all different colours and creeds, all come together for me. Boy, I'm blessed to be free. This is
No.
In a mission, which is like one of my favourite songs.
Yeah. So
right,
number 8.
So it was complete switching out now. Number 8 is Bring Me the Horizon. That's the spirit.
I don't even know.
So this brings you all the way back to school, probably, because I was a little rocker, little emo child, you know what I mean? So I love I don't know, like live, I think they're one of my favourite bands that I've ever gone to, because it's been absolutely ridiculous.
The crowd, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah.
So but everyone's like helping each other, so in a mosh pit, if you fall over, they'll pick. I just found him insane. So I don't know, Impact in a certain way where he's really deep with his lyrics as well, I think, and like live, it just puts you in a whole different setting than what a rap gig would be like.
Just can't understand what they're saying.
Well, yeah, it was. Well, Ollie's like, like Bring Me the Horizon's older music was a lot more mad.
Now they've switched up a little bit, haven't they? Really,
but that's the spirit. He has a bit more melody to things, and it's a mixture between his old and then it's jumping into like the new age rock. So it's not. Rock nowadays, I guess, isn't all screamo anymore. I mean, there's probably certain bands that stick to it, but they try and embrace this new era stuff, which I think Bring Me the Horizons, they've come back with a bang, to be honest.
Got to change with the times.
Yeah, so they're insane. So
I have nothing to say on these. So.
Yeah. So their lyrics is, true friends stab you in the front. I referenced one of a lyric similar to that in one of my songs.
That's pretty cool, that, to be honest, because it's like you just basically say fuck it. I'm just gonna say it to their face, and
well, you said like it'd be similar to what you have if you get called Kyle Pilks, isn't it? Brutal honesty.
Yeah.
If you're gonna mug someone off, you're not just gonna say it behind their back. You'll just say it to the person. So that's what you think, isn't it? And if you want to be supportive as well, I'd rather you be honest, isn't it? Rather than just say, it's all right.
Constructive criticism.
And then if you're meant to be someone's mate, supporting them,
and
you're just mugging them off, isn't it? It's like, good. So, who will fix me now, diving when I'm down, save me from myself, don't let me drown, who will make me fight, drag me out alive, save me from myself, don't let me drown. That song, it goes wild live because everyone connects to that song. Got a hole in my soul growing deeper and deeper, and I can't take one more moment of this silence. The loneliness is haunting me and the weight of the world's getting harder to hold up. That's a pretty cool lyric. Again, it's all quite sad lyrics, isn't it? Sad boy stuff. I've had enough. There's a voice in my head says I'm better off dead, but if I sing along a little fucking louder to a happy song, I'll be all right.
The fact that you've basically just said, oh, it's all sad lyrics, and what was the first line of that?
I've had enough.
Good.
Well, he's not screaming in these. He's actually singing. I mean, that's a little bit scream over. So you can drag me through hell. If I meant I can hold your hand, I will follow you because I'm under your spell, and you can throw me to the flames, I will follow you. Time will... Oh, yeah, there we go. That's a different person. So, it's different to you, isn't it? I mean, with my music taste, it's going to be so varied.
See, mine used to be a bit different. It's always been rap and hip-hop.
Honourable mentions.
Other stuff, like, pops in, like your Linkin Park and...
Because we listened to rock in school, didn't we?
Weirder stuff, but... I say weirder stuff.
Isn't it? We listened to some rock.
Yeah.
Like, back in the day.
And like All Time Low and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, You Me at 6.
I
never minded it. Punk rock is actually...
Screamo
I don't
stuff,
mind
I imagine, for you, isn't it?
Screamo and metal, I can't get behind it.
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But everybody's interested in something, so, you know.
It's a lot of... I think
judge.
the Screamo is a lot of, like, aggression you can just vent out. So where NF Logic, you vent through lyrics and melody, that's just pure rage, you know what I mean? There's so much just going
scream,
off,
yeah.
you know what I mean? So... that live is a lot better to take in because you can just channel that. You resonate with that energy, I think. So, number 7, another school one for me, is Deftones' Diamond Eyes.
Fuck knows.
And what I remember finding quite funny is, remember in school when we had to put stickers of everything we liked on our fucking books? Did you ever do that?
I know what you mean.
Loads of lessons. It's like, do things you like and just stick it on your book. I had the owl, which was the front cover of this, and I put it on every book. The whole book, like my English book, was just the owl. So
put a graveyard.
I wanted it as my first tattoo in school. Was that owl? So I don't know.
Fuck's sake.
That album's that means a lot to me. That album.
Stupid little school books.
Yeah, exactly. Remember your physics book?
Rip it in half and chuck it across
First
the room.
lesson. But okay. Time will see us realign. Diamonds rain across the sky. Shower me into the same realm. Take me one more time. Take me one more wave. Take me for one last ride. I'm out of my head tonight. The sound of the waves collide. That's all about sex, that song.
The sound of the waves from your pussy.
Yeah, exactly.
Be gushing.
So yeah, that's what I have there. So yeah, with them, it's not necessarily lyrics. It's just if you know Deftones, you know Deftones. That's all I'm probably say. Like they're just
okay. Yeah.
It's all like a ghostly sort of sound, but mixed with rock. It's sick.
Yeah,
to be
if
honest.
you know Deftones, you know Deftones.
Yeah.
Number 6.
Number 6, proper like childhood memory, is Van Morrison. Moondance, or linked with the Essential Van Morrisons, so similar to like the Eminem style. So,
which again, I think I know who this is, but I only know because I heard you playing some of the songs earlier.
Yeah, it's the banger, to be honest, that everyone would probably clog. But I don't know what it was exactly, what the album was. I think it was Moondance, but there was like an Essential. They had like other bangers linked to it, similar to the Eminem style sort of thing. But that just reminds you of school, to be fair. That's like, you know, like if your mum played you an album. And it's like your childhood one, isn't it? Yeah. So that was mum's for mine. So it's kind of just forever, just, you know, like a random artist is just so rogue, but like you're just listening to them because it's
my house was AC/DC and Iron Maiden, and then
you would never want to listen to him ever again.
Exactly. Done my head in. I'm the black sheep of my family, so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, the rapper, isn't it?
The rapper, the one that likes football, the one that goes outside.
Yeah, you're not in a mosh pit.
Exactly.
What would be the day if they randomly saw your video and you were just in the middle of a mosh pit?
Straight face.
Like, oh look, you finally come to your senses.
It's like you said, imagine my dad in a mosh pit.
I can't, but I need to see it. Rodney Mullen, yeah. It needs to get footage of Download this year. Needs to. Like that's my one request.
Why don't you just go?
Ask your sister to film your dad in the middle of a... Yeah, please. So one of these lyrics is, smell the sea and feel the sky, let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. So that's a iconic Van Morrison lyric, to be fair. So
is that the only one you've got?
Yeah, because
it's the main one, like your main.
A lot of it, yeah. I mean, a lot of it's just kind of, you know the song, and there's not necessarily a lyric that jumps out because you listen to it as a kid. So you kind of just, if that album came on, I'd probably still sing it. Yeah, you just sat in the car after like a surf session or something. It was just playing. Like that's all it reminds me of, to be honest. Driving home at like 10 p.m. after like bonfire on the beach sort of thing. So, number 5, linked to these sort of vibes, is Jack Johnson, In Between Dreams. mixed with Ben Howard, Every Kingdom, because again, it's similar to Logic and NF. They impact me similar ways.
And the same, like, it's
Vibe.
similar vibe, yeah. So
Definitely.
Jack Jones is obviously...
Jack Johnson.
Sorry, yeah.
He's
I was
DJ
thinking of
Jack
Jax Jones, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Jack Johnson, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben
hopefully.
Howard, I didn't have as much, like, I didn't listen to him as much, but...
Yeah. What made him even more
Jack
insane
Johnson was...
Ben Howard's from Devon, so he's literally, like, quite
Down the
close.
road.
Yeah, he's quite cool.
Down yonder.
So, they're both insane. I mean, Jack Johnson was more childhood, to be honest. I mean, I discovered Jack Johnson before Ben Howard, and Ben Howard was purely Danny McCaskill, you know, the Red Bull Trials bike dude. And then he played that one song, and then ever since that, I literally listened to him from then, because we were into the Trials bike stuff, wasn't it? I remember one friend, he was really into it, and that's all it kind of, sparked them too.
I mean,
so again, it's a bit of a change. Jack Johnson and Brinkley on the same list.
It's your kind of like little like head bobbing sort of music
Surf,
and
like
that sort of
beach
thing.
vibes,
Like you're chilling
isn't it?
out,
Yeah.
not sitting there in a dark corner screaming your mind.
No, like those lyrics. I mean, Ben Howard kind of took more of a dark tone of his music, but those lyrics
back
are
in
a
the
lot
day
more
when you
wholesome.
started listening to him at those
Every Kingdom.
of that album, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot more, like you said, just chilling out, isn't it? You're not necessarily listening to the album, like lyrics. You are obviously enjoying it, but it's just the whole melody behind it.
Do you have any lyrics?
Oh, yeah. Good job you said that. Right, we'll start with Ben Howard's. Gracious goes the ghost of you, and I will never forget the plans and the silhouettes you drew here. And Ben Howard's a bit, what would you say, artsy with his lyrics?
Artsy fartsy.
Seems everything around here stays like stone. Seems it's about time, darling, about time we let this all go. And then Jack Johnson, where'd all the good people go? Banger song. And then love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart, like why are we here and where do we go and how come it's so hard? So that's it, Better Together, which is
exactly
his
why
biggest
are we
song.
here? What is the point?
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's quite cool. So, yeah.
Lubby dubby.
Yeah. All
Number
acoustic stuff. I mean, he inspired me to start learning the guitar in school as well. Jack Johnson, actually.
And how'd that go?
I gave up. I want to pick up guitar again. Though.
No, banjo. Bally banjo.
Bandy banjo, yeah.
Bally banjo.
But how Ben Howard plays guitar, I really like that. It's a mixture of those two. So there is a one guitar. I've forgotten what the name of it is. Some people probably know. But you can whack a reverb and a delay on the guitar. So you don't need to whack it through like Logic or like a music software.
It does the little effects for you.
And you can just sit there on a beach and just pluck away at random strings. And it's just you just get lost in it, I'd imagine. Which is very Ben Howard-like. So we'll do number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4 is... Oh, shit. Zoom, yeah. Linkin Park Hybrid Theory.
I don't know what album that is, but Linkin Park back in the day was like banger.
So this
like,
album,
Bleed It Out.
like honestly, I'd imagine this would be number 1 as like impact because it was my first ever album that was bought for me, which is wild.
I don't know how you know that.
Yeah, first CD, yeah. Because I
remember that.
I had a friend that we would take people's iPods and they wanted our music library, so they gave us money and we had to sort out everyone's iPods. So most weekends we had to have all these iPods and just put our playlists on. And so we had music like that. So we didn't necessarily do it a decent way. But the first like album, that got bought was that. So that's what got me into that sort of music.
Yeah.
It was like rock right from the get-go. I mean, what's that, like year 5 or something?
A long time ago
Yeah.
for that. For like, I'm going to say prime Linkin Park.
But that had a bit of rap with it, doesn't it? So it's kind of like...
so Bleed It Out is the one that sticks out in my mind. That's like, it's faster song, like faster singing, which is probably why I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, I'll bleed it, ah.
Yeah.
That was a terrible example. I'm not going to scream down the microphone, though.
Imagine. But so there might have already been aspects of rap that have come through later on in life. You know what I mean? It's weird. Like I always like the rocks. I like the melody and probably the singing behind it and things. Whereas rap, I think there's too much to take in. As a kid, I just quite like the whole...
No, that's why you like your Jack Johnson sort of thing, because it's like your little head bobber that your
melody,
simple little mind can quite easily get around. Which
has been corrupted so much yet.
Which is still the case for you. Your simple little mind where you can't focus on one thing and you can't pay attention to anything.
Yeah, exactly. Right, let's do... I mean, Linkin Park's mad, obviously. I mean, lyrics. So, crawling in my skin, these wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall, confusing what is real. Graffiti decorations under a sky of dust, a constant wave of tension on top of broken trust. The lessons that you taught me I learned were never true. Now I find myself in question. They point the finger at me again, guilty by association. You point the finger at me again. I want to run away, never say goodbye. It's wild, isn't it?
Name some of the songs off that album, if you can. Any idea?
Points of Authority, I think. Is that one? In My Head. I might have it here, actually.
Oh, is it Jason Derulo?
in the end. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
Okay, yeah. No, I know now, yeah. Okay.
Paper Cut, One Step Closer.
Yeah, okay,
with
yeah.
You. Yeah. By
Yeah,
myself.
okay, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Place for My Head. What did I say? In My Head.
In my head,
sake.
I see you.
High Voltage is good. Yeah. It's just,
Yeah, no, I remember that. Okay, yeah, album cover as well, definitely.
Yeah. So I think that
so-
inspired, again, like what Eminem is, Linkin Park inspired a lot of artists.
See,
A lot of artists that I listen to now, they would say Linkin Park was theirs. So an artist is dropping an album soon, which was my influence to Out in the Trees. His influence was Hybrid Theory. And now his new album sounds very much like it. So it's rap mixed with rock.
Yeah.
And I said it'd be quite cool to do a project like that.
Well, there you go. That's
Yeah,
the next one then.
It's just got to be, you've got to be connecting with all these people that are, or with instruments. It's not just producers and things, isn't it? You've actually got to like link up with a band and get something. I'd love to do that.
Go emo style, instead of out in the trees, it'll be hanging in the trees.
Oh my God.
Hanging from the trees.
Jesus. Up in the trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, let's do number 3. Oh my days. Mad memories linked to this album, but Drake, Nothing Was the Same. I mean, it was mixed with Take Care as well, which is his older project, but I spammed the shit out of this album. So this is when I first started getting into hip-hop, and the biggest name at that time, and it still probably is, isn't it? I mean, it's quite a big name, but it was him, so I checked out his album, and that's what the album kind of was popping at the time, and I just hooked onto it, honestly. Like, that album, house parties and stuff like that, like, it's unreal. Like, that album it holds a lot of cool memories. So I don't know, impactful might be, that's why I ran with rap a lot, was Drake.
Yeah.
I could just be a Drake fuckboy or whatever people say or whatever, but I just loved that album so much.
Yeah.
So let's do a couple. The Girl That I Want to Save is like a danger to my health. Try being with somebody that want to be somebody else. I always thought she was perfect when she was being herself. Don't even know how to help. You know it's real when you are who you think you are. Absolute bar, that, don't you think? It's inspiring as hell, that line, honestly. Where it's
because if you're not being yourself, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Clearly it's not a good situation for you to be in, is it?
It's like you are who you think you are as well. So it's like Logic lyric, like, you know you're going to be something. No one else knows it yet. So Logic's lyric, born famous, now it's just time to convince the world. Yeah. Sort of lyric, isn't it?
So like the lyric he has is something like, the greatest rapper alive is probably stacking produce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And When I Grow Up, or NF. That one where he's
when I grow up, you know what I want to be.
Yeah. So you know it already, isn't it? Yeah, you just got to convince other people. I remember when my schedule was as flexible as she is. I've done a lyric similar to that as one of the Mixed Emotions lyrics. God's sake. Her schedule, what did I say? I said something like flexible like a schedule. I like when money makes a difference, but don't make you different.
Yeah.
Absolute
that's facts.
bar,
Yeah, that's facts.
So, yeah, that's basically it. What would you think about Drake? I mean, you didn't listen to old Drake. Did you ever listen to him? Like Pound Cake with Jay-Z and stuff like that?
Not like religiously. Like I've heard the songs, like they'd be on at times, but I've never really sat down and listened to it. I've never been a Drake fan.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care. Like 100 Bands is kind of like,
God, that's the album after that. You have to listen to Nothing Was the Same. I'd have to recommend that
but
too.
Again, I'm not that fussed by Drake. I don't really care. But then you say that recently, I've been getting into so many different like artists. Like you keep on saying, "Oh, you might like this," and then I end up playing them constantly.
Yeah,
like Cal Scrubby was one. He's come through and he's constantly on my phone now.
Yeah, I'll have to try and find it. There's some older ones as well, which I think you might like, isn't it? Because like you said, the more you branch out, that might have started with me, where I might have only been playing like Linkin Park. It's literally a couple artists, but then eventually you start branching out, and it's a cool feeling when you discover someone new. He might not necessarily be big artist, and you spamming them, isn't it? And you actually really like them. So, and they're not necessarily mainstream.
Well, I could say High Res in that case, because I've been listening to a lot of him recently. He's not exactly mainstream.
Yeah, exactly, and you like enjoying it. It's like Jack Harlow, isn't it? When we started listening to him before he blew up.
Yeah, I can't remember what the album's called.
But that was sick, like listening to that. So, yeah.
Right, number 2.
Number 2 is Insane. I mean, you wouldn't be surprised. Kid Ink, Myron Lane.
Okay, I was wondering when that was going to make an appearance, to be honest.
I mean, that would probably be up there for number 1 as well, because he was the reason why I went into the hip-hop world. to be honest. Tiny Temple was
Hello,
very
baby,
close,
guess
but I
you're
think it's
back.
because you listen to Tiny more, and N-Dubs
Oh.
would have brought me more into that style.
Yeah.
But Kid
More
Ink,
into the like UK
Kid
sort
Ink
of
was,
music.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
like the American style better, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah. That's how I came through with it, to be honest. A lot of these seem to be American. And that's interesting now, where I've like, yeah, the style's always been American, so there's a lot of it's been American, yeah. But yeah, I thought he looked insane as well, like tatted up, and I like that album cover, so that instantly drew me. And then I was a Show Me fan of Kid Ink, which was
Show
the
Me,
big song that came out at
Main
that time.
Chick,
So
Money and the Power.
I like that song, so I was like, oh, let's see his album, then see what that's like. And I
Yeah.
just thought that album was insane, and I literally spammed it. And he's probably my
It
first
is.
artist that I actually met at a meet and greet
Yeah.
as well. So I just, yeah, there was like a group of us that always went to a Kid Ink gig, and he was insane, honestly. And the fact that his entertainment group is mental. But yeah, I don't actually know. So he's probably first one.
Got any lyrics?
Life is a bitch, but I better get that bitch wet.
Yep.
Bar, not gonna lie. I swear if Bad Girls had a team, you'd be the mascot on the star player. That is insane, because you think a mascot on a star player, everyone's looking at those, aren't they? So it's a cool reference. Put that on everything. By top of the year, I'll be top of my game and probably top of your bitch.
It's all about bitches, isn't it?
Well, that Kid Ink era was, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
more clubby stuff. Got a question, how many drinks do it take till you start getting touchy-feely? Got to make sure I pay them both attention or one of them gonna kill me.
I know all the lyrics
Yeah.
as well. That's the best part, because I still listen to it. Like,
Yeah, that album
I
is
put my
unreal.
entire phone on shuffle, and it's constantly Kid Ink on now. So because I've got quite a lot of his songs.
Fucking love him, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
like he's insane. Like that. One of my main goals would be like just doing a song with him, like a club song, like a Show Me style.
Yeah,
I think that'd be sick.
be the Chris Brown.
But I know, I don't know when it was when it came out. Maybe like sixth form or something.
I
Like
don't know. to be
later
honest.
college.
I don't know.
Later
I remember
college.
you. I just remember you showing me.
Just
Show me.
Oh yeah.
Just remember you show me.
I know it's more. We're
so
starting
funny.
to get into like the club scenes and stuff. So every time we went clubbing, Show Me and Main Chick would be playing in the rooms, and it's kind of like it's always stayed with me as I've grown up in the 18-19 era.
So it was definitely at the age of 18. Yeah, 18 and older.
It might be just before, isn't it?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
when we start
It was
going out,
definitely
yeah.
definitely the age of 18 and
Of course,
19.
of
Of
course,
course. Yeah. So it's
So
definitely.
He's
wasn't
kind of been your little like adolescent artist, isn't it? Like as you've been growing up in
but
that
of
period.
age adolescent.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's like you said, he's just.
Yeah.
And obviously that's what he raps about. So lyrically, it's more jokes, but how he is as an artist, just he's badass. So
I've looked across and I've seen what's on your number one.
yeah,
I'm not surprised, but I wouldn't have guessed it.
really. I don't know if I even showed you this album. It's probably linked with another
Well,
mate.
I've
that-
just seen who it is. So.
It's probably the period where me and you probably didn't speak too much. You know, we
So-
had like a few years where
Yeah.
you were Yarmark. Well, cut that out, isn't it?
I don't really care. You didn't finish it, so where I
Yarnma.
was-
That's it. The Yarnma.
Stop saying
No, no.
Yamar. That's
Yeah,
what you say.
exactly.
Where I was inside Yamar.
I get confused that we're recording sometimes. I'll generally just talk to you.
Good.
Fuck.
I mean, that's what this should be, really.
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably what I played with my other mate. So it's
So
Death
the Death
Havana.
Havana,
Yeah, all these countless nights. So this band's been around for ages.
Since time began.
So ever since like school, they've stayed, and how they've grown. I think the band split up through lockdown and stuff. That was really sad to see. But then two of them's come back and they're carrying on now, which is sick. But that album, honest, that just sums up that period of time.
I'd know
Like-
some of their songs, but I wouldn't be able to
So
tell you
good.
the names of any. Or if I heard the song playing, I wouldn't be able to tell you it was them. But I'd recognise the
Yeah.
song.
And I probably would say that's my. If someone had to tell me what's my favorite album, it would be that.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a hip hop album. I genuinely think it would be that. I mean, I don't know what would be hip hop. It would be Logic, Incredible True Story, probably, but
Yeah.
you can't compare those two. You know what I mean? They're
Well,
so
no,
different,
exactly,
isn't it?
yeah,
So
you-
that's why I
you-
found it really hard. I couldn't rank it, but I mean, I played probably that the most out of my whole library, if I had to think of
Fair
it. So,
dues.
the lyrics is, I see it now, it's not what I need because a saving grace never came along for me. I see it now and I'm asking for help, but only I can fix myself. I just wanted to feel like something's there. I just want a reaction, something to feel, or a single emotion that seems real. You got a certain something about you and I got a past I want to leave behind. It's been a long, long time since I met someone who made me happy to be alive. I used to be so filled with fire. Over the years I've been Over the years I've seen you're beating it out of me. Now all I seem to be is tired because living is killing me. I'm not who I used to be. And the last lyric is, if we drive away to the place I love the most, when my lungs collapse and my heart turns black, I'll give my ashes to the coast. So it's all coast music again, isn't it? But that's like a rocky version of Jack Johnson, Ben Howard. Like the vibe that it gives me, it's just a more livelier version, but it's like
fair enough,
more emotional with it. So there we go.
I don't have anything to say on that because I just don't know.
So that's basically my music taste in a nutshell. To be honest,
bit of everything.
It's like I'll listen to anything. Yeah, country.
Where's the Billy Ray Cyrus?
To a place, West Virginia.
That was a question on the chase the other day. So,
what that?
Yeah. What's the place of in this song?
Oh.
And then the dude got it wrong, and Bradley was there like,
Yeah.
he was there like, sing the song in your head a minute, and he started singing it, and then he was like, oh shit, I've got it wrong, haven't I? West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
What about folk music and stuff? Would you listen to it? I think we've gone to
Give it a go.
Where we grow up as kids. It would be that sort of music, isn't it? And so, like the folky side or sea shanty stuff. Like I've gone to gigs where that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like you'll go and people bring their little instruments along and sing along. It's actually an alright vibe, to be honest. It's just
it's maybe not something you sit and like listen to like a lot, but if it's there,
just
like
join in
it's good. It's a little bit of good entertainment, isn't it?
It's definitely more about who's there and how you're feeling the energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of live gigs, it seems to be that because you can't just go off of one person's energy. You've got to see the whole vibe of the room, haven't you?
Why not? Remember that dude when we went to see Logic? That one dude, he was having the time of his life. He was on his own.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
he
Fair
was
enough.
in a world
it?
of his own.
Yeah.
He was on the time of his life. Right.
So that's what you say. That they're all impactful. It's quite hard to say why they were, but there's reasons like shift of music genre change and things like that. So
honourable mentions.
look at this.
Fucking hell.
I'm just going to do a list, isn't it? So
Yeah.
see if any of them stick out and then say it afterwards. Yeah.
Okay.
So I won't say anything else after it. Macklemore, The Heist. Hollywood Undead, Swan Songs, G-Eazy, These Things Happen, The Kooks, Listen, The 1975, The Script, Kings of Leon, Only by the Night, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, Kanye West, Graduation, N-Dubs, Against All Odds, Tiny Temper, Demonstration, Arctic Monkeys, AM, Big Sean, Hall of Fame, Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavoured Water, Childish Gambino, Because the Internet, Jay-Z and Kanye West, Watch the Throne, Wiz Khalifa, Rolling Papers, and You Me at 6, Hold Me Down.
Okay, so
There's loads more, to be honest, but
Jay-Z and Kanye West was one that I was
We
thinking
spammed
about,
the shit
but
out of
it wouldn't go into my top 10. But yeah, you've mentioned Tiny Temper and N-Dubs. I won't say if they're the ones that I would have picked or not.
yeah.
But yeah, bangers. The Script, actually, is that the one with Heavy Rain and Sunshine or whatever it was called?
For the first times, drinking on cheap bottles of wine.
I don't know. I might be thinking of a different one, but yeah, the Script were actually really good. I forgot about them.
Yes.
It
was so hard to think. Like, there'd be some that
Yeah.
I'll be kicking myself afterwards, like, for God's sake, man. But, like, I would be
Macklemore.
look how different that music is again.
Exactly. Hollywood Undead. That was that
That'd
album.
be one, yeah, remember.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot about
And you
that
can't
as well.
say
That was
it's just
insane.
only rap, is it? I mean, they're rap technically, weren't they? But their lyrics are
like
jokes, aren't they?
alternative, but yeah, exactly.
And, like, we were kids singing those lyrics.
Yeah, because my mum would play it in the car, and I'm thinking, why is
My
she playing
legs are
this?
dangling off the edge. Bottom of the bottle is my only friend. But I don't think that's
I
the
might
album.
download that. I might
Swan
download
Songs
that.
is the album before
Right.
that one. But I don't know whether you must have spammed that one.
I'm gonna get it on my phone.
We're seeing them live, yeah?
That's my work for tomorrow. That's my
I know one of my
songs
old
for
school
work.
friends, he saw him live and I was like, oh my God, listen to those songs. Just the fact that you haven't listened to them for ages and all of a sudden you listen to it, like, how do I know the lyrics still?
The fact that you've just said my legs are dangling off the edge.
Yeah, exactly.
The
How do
bottom
I
of
know
the
that?
bottle on a broken ledge.
I think I'll take my wrists again and I'm gone.
Please
Right.
don't copyright strike us.
Yes, but they should be grateful that we played some old
Just
songs.
be happy, yeah.
Reviving them.
I'm pretty sure my sister's been to see Hollywood Undead, so
They would be wild, to be honest. I mean, they would have to play that era, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know
yeah,
what.
fuck new music.
Yeah. But like Macklemore, The Heist, we spammed.
Bang.
I'm trying to think of albums that we did. The Script, I'm sure we spammed.
Yeah.
Kings of Leon reminds me very
Nah.
much of like my old mate, 50 Cent old mate. Kanye West, I don't think we did. I mean, there was an era where Kanye West Graduation, like that area on Heartless and things like that, was 808s and Heartbreaks was just spammed. Like literally, it was you and Logic. It would be me and Kanye.
Yeah.
But like now his new stuff, I can't be asked. Limp Bizkit, and I don't know if we did.
Limp Bizkit, I remember Limp Bizkit.
But Jay-Z and Kanye West, I remember we
that
played that album, Otis.
with the and then
Exactly.
Tiny Temper's little remix of it as well.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
But then N-Dubs, I was either Against All Odds or Love Live Life, because Against All Odds would have been purely where I met up with you, playing it on your little phone on the cycle trips, isn't it?
What about the first one?
What's that?
The first album they did.
Isn't that their first one?
No.
All I remember is that album cover, because
The
it's
one
that...
with Love for My Slum and all that on it.
Oh, damn, yeah.
That's
But Against All
You
Odds is the
bloody
one I
damn
remember,
right.
though.
the one with like I Need You and that.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
Because you had the same hoodie as his hat or something. Remember?
Oh, the yellow and black
That's all
squares.
I
Yeah.
remember.
Uncle B. That's the one.
That's it, yeah.
So yeah, Against All Odds is the one. I Need You, Playing with Fire, Say It's Over.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm going to
yeah.
be surprised
Suck
if
Yourself,
N-Dubs isn't on your
Number
list,
One.
because you spammed him when we first met, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that's probably what got me more into rap, because I remember when I first heard Tiny Temper Pass Out, I fucking hated it.
See, that's one of the first songs I kind of like started listening to properly.
I was really
Like,
into
that's when I
rock,
kind of
though,
got into
isn't it?
music.
And I said, who's this guy going,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was 2010 that was.
And now we're in
just
IB for
FYI.
getting lit to him, like,
Exactly, we've seen him
because
now.
he's
haven't
actually
we? So-
insane. So it's weird how music taste change. It's just because I guess you're so locked in at one music genre, you didn't want to open
Yeah.
out to rap. There's only a few that kind of was like, oh, I'll listen to him, but I'd just choose rock, to be honest. But now it's kind of like Tiny Temper Demonstration is when I
That was
started
sick form.
really
That
liking
was. I
it.
remember that. I was when Flappy Bird came out. I think.
So-
So I remember. I'm pretty sure we listened to it in the sixth form room when James was playing Flappy Bird.
Probably.
So
I mean, there was an era, that's all we played.
yeah.
I mean, back in school would have been different, wouldn't it? We would have just played literally a handful of artists.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't-
Like I do.
Yeah.
Not all these billions of different ones.
Yeah, new ones.
Yeah. Speaking of billions of different artists
We're done now,
and
aren't
a massive plethora of music genres, we move on to
New music.
new music. So keeping the music trend going.
Right, so it's going to be NF Motto, The Noise Unheard, Alex Jordan, Control Alt Delete, Chinks OS, Daily Duppy, Oliver Francis, 24K, Futuristic, Keep Going, Wi-Fi's Funeral, Abstract, Miley Cyrus, Endless Summer, Vacation, Calvin Harris, Ellie Goulding, Miracle, Digger D, Energy, RD, Cat Burns, Home for My Heart, D Block Europe, One on One, D4, VD, Worthless, Tiesto, All Nighter, banger, Tame Impala, Wings of Time, Joel Corey, Ron Carroll. They say Nikes in the song. I was just saying Nikes, isn't it? You're just shaking your head. Nave Smalls, Captain Conan, Groupie, Gorgon City Voodoo, Blast, Roddy Rich, Passionate, Enter Shikari, Bloodshot, Della Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising, and then hops in Rebirth.
Cool. Nikes. No.
Yeah, if
Just
that
that.
song, I think you should listen to it, because I want to see what film comes to mind when you listen to it.
Well, you'll have to send it to me because I've
And then
already
tell,
forgotten
yeah.
what it was. So
Yeah, yeah.
send it to me and I will.
Or let's try say it now, because you've already forgot. Step Up.
For fuck's sake.
That song just reminds me.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what the song is, but yeah, I
Right.
know what vibe you're going for now.
Yeah,
so.
but at some point in the future we'll flip it and do yours, isn't it? Because you're going to have a very
Yeah.
different list to me.
Just
because
say
we're
in a
different.
few weeks' time, I'll have mine.
Yeah.
I'll start looking soon because it's going to take me ages, I expect. But
Yeah, we won't do it so like just straight away. Like we'll just do a couple random episodes and we'll come
Yeah.
back to it at some point. So you got something?
On the topic of music, our fact is music related. So an astronaut released an album with all songs recorded in space. So
Awesome.
a Canadian astronaut named Chris Hadfield released his first album in 2015, which was recorded while he was orbiting space. He became the first Canadian to walk in space, but his cover of David Bowie's Space Oddity went viral. Hadfield spent 144 days at the International Space Station recording his 11 original songs for his appropriately titled album Space Sessions Songs for a Tin Can.
That's insane.
Imagine just I recorded an album.
In space.
That's right. It's like everybody can record an album. Yeah, but I recorded it in space.
What's the sound acoustics like, do you reckon?
Fuck knows. What's the album like? Well, there you go. You can have a look
A
at
music video.
it
Imagine that.
that. Yeah, banger music video.
Remember that dream that I told you the
Fuck
other
off.
day?
Just no. That'll be a new episode, Weird Dreams. So we'll have that at some point. There you go. There's the
That
topic.
was so good.
Um,
It's like an afterlife. Do you know what's more boring? People telling you their dreams. But no, that dream was fucking insane. The fact that I tell you, if only you could like drop in people's dreams, I would have invited you to that party. To be
Just
fair,
is how it works.
you just get a little notification.
Just is how it works.
You're just asleep. You just right, yeah.
Right, joke. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I can't tell my normal one because we'll get cancelled.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can say that.
Why did little Johnny drop his ice cream?
Why?
Because he got hit by a bus.
Fuck's sake. I should know the blunt answers now, wouldn't I? I should get
Why
used to
did
it.
Karen click Control-Shift-Delete?
Why?
So she could talk to the task manager.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm dying. There were so many more, but I had to pick. And just to leave it on a good note, there is a Bob Ross movie coming out starring Owen Wilson.
Insane. We're watching
April
that.
the 7th, supposedly.
We're watching that.
Yeah. It actually really suits, to be honest. I think his voice will sit really well for a Bob Ross.
I'll watch it. Yeah, Bob Ross is
happily.
quite chill.
It's not actually a Bob Ross film, but it's like the character looks like Bob Ross and it's painting. So.
Oh right, I thought
mean-
well, it's not like his documentary or anything like that. You know, like Steve Jobs or anything like that sort of film.
No, I don't know. I don't know. All I know, it came up on my Facebook saying this film is
yeah.
like a Bob Ross type thing with Owen Wilson starring as this man who looks like Bob Ross.
Because didn't they say he was a very secretive person? Like not many people knew what he did. He just painted pictures.
He just literally had a TV show where he painted pictures, and that was
And
it.
like
And
that
people say there's a little story about where he buried bodies.
Yeah, exactly. I be saying. But I swear he didn't want to do any interviews. Like no one knows much about him. He just was an insane painter.
That's the way to be, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like his life's just chill, isn't it?
And on that note,
We're chilling.
yeah.
Right, we're going.
Socials.
Find us on all streaming platforms under the SoulInsights Podcast. Please leave us a rating and review. Socials, Twitter, SI Index, TikTok, Instagram, SoulInsights Index, and YouTube, SoulInsights.
Thank you for tuning in.
Too late.